That applause going as we welcome Somalia.
Somalia လာမယ်ရဲ့ဒီ head to head challenge ကပြောတဲ့ speech ကိုနားထောင်ကြည့်မယ်
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zainab Jama, and I am proudly representing my beautiful land, Somalia. I was born and raised in Somalia. I grew up as a refugee, fleeing my country due to climate issues and conflict. As a child, my childhood consisted of my family and I riding on camels, searching for safety and a home. But every place we found was destroyed. And luckily, our family got accepted and we found opportunity in the UK. And that's where I pursued my education. And my family and I were able to rebuild our life. Today, I would love to share the mission that brought me to Miss World. I'm the founder of the Female Initiative Foundation, a project born from one of the most darkest moments of my life. I stand here today not just as a voice for the voiceless, but as a survivor of female genital mutilation. I speak for the millions of girls whose voices were silenced before they ever had the chance to live freely. I know what it feels like to have your rights taken away, to feel powerless and to be told that your voice doesn't matter. And I know there's a lot of people in the world who don't know what female genital mutilation is. And so I think it's really important that I raise awareness and I educate, and that was my main purpose at Miss World, was to teach people what female genital mutilation is. And I'd love to share with you guys the procedure that's done. I know that it's something that can be very uncomfortable, but I believe that it's something that the world needs to hear and needs to know. And I will explain to you this at first hand. I was 7 years old. I was outside playing with my friends when I was picked up. My clothes were ripped off, and I was taken to a room where 3 women waited with blades, scissors, and all tools. These women were not doctors, nor were they medically trained, just tradition passed down through generations. They cut off my clitoris, the part of my body meant for womanhood. They then sliced away the inner labia and the outer labia. I remember I screamed in pain because during the procedure there's no anesthesia used, no comfort, only blood and loud silence. I remember crying and begging, but the woman told me to be quiet, to be brave, and to be proud, as that was part of our tradition. Once the cutting was done, my skin was stitched back together with thick thread or thorn, leaving only a tiny part of hole, barely enough for urine or blood to pass through. After the procedure, I was laid in a dark room with my legs tightly tied together. So, and I remember I was in a room and I was bleeding every day. I had no toys, I had nothing. I only had charcoal next to me, and I used to draw on the wall next to me, and I'd just draw my dreams away just to keep me alive, because that part after the procedures where a lot of girls die and they don't make it out alive. But many of girls didn't, and they don't. I stand here today for the joy that my mother couldn't reap her love. For generations, our mothers, our grandmothers, and the women before them endured this pain in silence. 98% is a very big number, and that 2% are just the infants that have not reached the age to be cut yet, as we believe that our voices can protect the next generation. I want to protect all the young girls